Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So I have something new and exciting planned for this color by number videos. I am planning to narrate some fictional stories alongside, coloring the page. The genre of the story is not decided as of yet. We'll go with the flow. For today, I have a psychological thriller for you guys, and I hope you guys like it. The title of the story is When the Tide Doesn't Recede. So let's get started. When the tide doesn't recede. There are places the mind builds when it cannot survive the truth. Places with doors, with windows, with familiar walls. Places that feel real enough to live inside. Until something begins to leak through. Rhea told herself she was only returning to sell the house. 1 week. Pack what mattered, sign the papers, leave. The cliff house stood exactly as she remembered. Weathered wood, salt in the air. The sea endlessly moving below. It had belonged to her family for decades. It was also where her younger brother vanished. No body, no witnesses. Only a cracked phone recovered from the rocks. People said it was an accident. Rhea said nothing. The first night, she couldn't sleep. The ocean was louder than memory allowed. Not violent, just present. A steady rhythm against the cliff. In, out, in, out. At 3:12 a.m., the sound stopped. Not faded, stopped. As if something had pressed pause on the world. Silence thickened the air. Rhea sat up in the bed. The stillness felt intentional, watching. Then, three soft knocks from below the floorboards. She didn't move. After a long moment, the tide resumed. In, out, in, out. She convinced herself it was the house settling. Old wood shifts, old grief echoes. That's normal. The second night, it happened again. 3:12 a.m. Silence. Knock, knock, knock. Measured, calm, patient. This time she stepped into the hallway. The floor was damp, not soaked, just enough to leave a faint footprint when she walked. She followed the moisture to the balcony. The tide was impossibly high, higher than physics allowed, the waterline almost touching the base of the cliff. The surface looked wrong, too flat, like glass stretched tight. Then it shifted, a swelling beneath the surface. Not a wave yet, just pressure, building, watching. Years ago, there had been an argument. She remembers that clearly. Her brother pacing, agitated. You don't hear it? He had said. Hear what? She snapped. The sea, its closure. She laughed, told him he was being dramatic, told him the ocean doesn't move unless the moon tells it to. He ran outside. She followed, still angry, still talking. He stood too close to the rocks. She grabbed his arm. He slipped. Or that's how she tells it. The third night, she dreamed. She was back at the rocks, his hand in hers, the tide rising unnaturally fast. In the dream, she held on. In the dream, something beneath the water wrapped around his ankles, not violently, deliberately, pulling. She screamed, but no sound came. When she woke, her sheets were wet. Her bedroom floor glistened faintly. Water pooled near the doorway. She stared at it for a long time. This isn't real, she whispered. The water slowly receded, as if embarrassed to be noticed. By fifth night, she stopped pretending. At 3:10 a.m., she stood on the balcony, waiting. The tide rolled in. Ordinary, predictable. 3:12. The sound cut out. The ocean froze mid-movement. The swell beneath the surface rose higher than before, not crashing, holding shape, like something upright inside it. The wave leaned towards the house, towards her. Her breath shortened. For a second, she saw a silhouette within it, tall, still, watching. Then her phone vibrated. One message from her brother's number. 3 words. You let go. Her knees weakened. The wave collapsed. The tide resumed. In, out, in, out. She tried to leave the next day, packed half a suitcase, locked the door, got into her car. The road curved along the coastline. The house shrank in her mirror. The tide was coming in. And just before the cliff disappeared from view, a single wave rose higher than the rest and did not recede. 3 days later, she was in her city apartment. Concrete walls, 6 floors above ground, no ocean, no cliffs. She told herself she felt better. At 3:12 a.m., she woke. Silence. Her bedroom floor was wet. A thin layer of water reflecting moonlight. Her phone lit up. A message from her brother's number. You left. Water climbed her bed frame. The walls began to peel, paint dissolving like soaked paper. Traffic sounds faded, replaced by waves. In, out, in, out. Her apartment wasn't flooding. It was thinning, like a memory losing structure. The ceiling cracked. Behind the drywall, salt stained wood, weathered beams, a familiar ceiling fan. The city skyline outside her window flickered, then vanished. Open ocean replaced it. She was standing barefoot on the balcony of the cliff house, dripping, breathing hard. 3:12 a.m. Exactly. The suitcase was still inside, unpacked, dust undisturbed. The front door still locked from within. She had never left. Her phone vibrated again, but it wasn't her phone. It was his, the old cracked one, glowing. A video played. Her brother at the rocks, her voice shouting, his hand slipping. The moment stretched. In the footage, she looked straight at the camera. There was no camera. Her fingers loosened first, not his. The splash follows. But the camera angle shifts. From beneath the water, looking up at both of them, watching, recording, waiting. The video ends. The tide below begins rising, not in waves, in a smooth vertical climb. Water scaling the cliff face silently, defying gravity. The house lights flicker out, only moonlight remains. She backs into the hallway. The walls feel closer now, breathing in, out. From beneath the floorboards, 3 knocks. Pause. 3 knocks. Pause. The same rhythm as that night. After the splash, after she stood still, listening, making sure he wouldn't resurface before turning away. I didn't mean to, she whispers. The knocking stops. The tide pauses mid climb. Everything still. Then a wet inhale. Behind her, she turns. Standing at the end of the hallway is herself, dripping. Hair flat against her face, eyes open, unblinking. You left, it says, without moving its mouth. The memory strikes fully now. After he fell, she leaned too far over the edge. The rock was slick, the tide stronger than expected. A second splash, a second silence. No one saw, no one heard, only the sea. The village found one set of footprints the next morning, leading toward the water, none returning. They assumed she ran away. They never searched twice. The city apartment, the drive, the packing, all of it built, constructed, a mind refusing to accept its final breath. The drowned version steps closer. The house begins dissolving into water, walls liquefying, ceiling dripping into current. She feels no impact, no drowning, just descent, slow, weightless. Above her, Moonlight shimmers faintly through the surface. Beside her, another shape floats. Her brother, eyes open, not accusing, not forgiving, just present. Together they sing. The ocean seals, calm, ordinary, unremarkable. Years later, fishermen speak quietly about that cliff. On certain nights at 3:12 a.m., two figures can be seen inside a single rising wave, not struggling, not calling for help, just watching the shore, waiting. Because sometimes the tide doesn't recede, not because it's angry, not because it's alive, but because it already took you. And sometimes the most terrifying realization is not that something followed you home, it's that you never left. So, guys, this was the story for today. It's little short, I know, for the full painting video. Next time, I'll try and lengthen it, maybe change the tone of my voice. You guys also give suggestion as how you want the stories to be. Please do give your constructive criticism and feedback. This will really help me improve the content. I would also like to know that uh, if you are interested in any specific genres, and as I said earlier that I'll go with the flow. So I hope you will like what I have planned for these videos. Please do hit subscribe button and share this video if you liked it. Now enjoy rest of the painting video. Thank you and see you next time. Bye bye.